Congratulations on the win. How do you feel like your performance went?
Thank you. And pretty good, you know. I came here to do one thing, and that was to get the W.
So when you have these two great performances and now you have a 3-round decision win, which one ranks higher? I mean, you have 3 rounds to show everything you can do, but then you also have these highlights. Which one just kind of feels better for you?
You know, I would definitely say quicker, you know, just because, you know, I like getting in there and getting out. You know, I like having an early night. But at the end of the day, you know, I like to get the fans what they want. And, you know, sometimes it might be a quick one. Sometimes it might be, you know, a show.
Do you have any injuries that you're aware of right now that maybe you're going to keep you out for a little bit?
Nothing too major, just my hand. It was just like a little cut from the wrap. That was about it.
How soon do you want to get back in there? Do you want to take some time? I know you just did a 3-round war, so you're going to want to rest, but what's your timeline look like?
I mean, really, whenever my body tell me it's good, you know, when this injury clear up a little bit. And I mean, you know, I'm a fighter. You know, if I could fight every month, I would.
Do you have someone in mind you'd like to fight?
Not in general, no.
So Impa called you out, not in a mean way. It seems like he wants to fight you. Is that a fight you're interested in?
Who?
Impa, I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Kisangane.
Thank you.
Nah.
Oh, because you don't know who he is, or?
Nah, I mean, at the end of the day, man, you know, I'm here. Whoever they put in front of me, that's what it's gonna be. You know, a lot of people, you know, they might try to get clout or, you know, try to get a little brownie points. But at the end of the day, you know, it's easy to talk. You know, I'm a doer, so whoever they put in front of me, that's just what it is.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey man, usually when you hit people, they tend to fall down. Were you kind of surprised he was able to eat some of your punches the way he did?
Not really, you know. I mean, he did surprise me about how tough he was. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I ain't gonna really go down memory lane about me, but at the end of the day, you know, I suffered a lot, and you can't knock everybody out. You know, that's just the facts. You know, so you know, he a tough dude. You know, I respect to him, and you know, it's really what it is.
He's landed a few nice leg kicks on you in the 3rd round. Did any of them start adding up? Were you sort of glad to see the round end? How was it?
Yeah, man. Like I really, you know, as a fighter, you know, your adrenaline be rushing, and I really didn't feel a lot. But near the end of the 3rd round, when I heard my coach say it was like 2 minutes, I started to feel them. But you know, I just had to finesse my way and just continue to do what I was doing.
How they feeling now?
It don't feel too bad, you know. It felt a little worse in the fight. So yeah, now that I got the W, now that you know I'm resting a little bit, it feels good.
Congrats, man.
Yep, thank you.
What did you take away from that last fight that maybe helped you going into this one? Because you haven't dealt with loss much in your career. Were you able to take something from it? Did they kind of fire you up leading into this one?
Yes, sir. Definitely fired me up. You know, in my last fight, it taught me a lot. You know, I never look at it as a loss. I look at it as a lesson learned. You know, rewatching the fight. You know, I'm my biggest critic. I know that I should have kept watching the fight. I know that I should have had more straight punches in the fight. Watching it, a little bit more volume. I probably gave him a little too much respect. But even watching it, and you can go back and watch it, like the numbers spoke for themselves. Like I outlanded him every round to the 3rd round. And even in the 2nd round, you know, he tried like a Hail Mary submission with like 4 or 5 seconds left. And then the 3rd round, he took me down, which I would have gave him the 3rd round, but that's still 2 rounds of none. I mean, 2 to 3, you know what I'm saying, 2 rounds to 1, so I felt like I won that fight, but it definitely showed me that those last 30 seconds to a minute is super critical to the judges, so you just gotta just give it your all, no matter if you feel like you winning or not, just keep going to that bell.
And so by the time you got to the bell on this one, you were pretty confident that you did enough to get it?
Definitely.
And looking at 2020, you were pretty active out of a lot of the guys that were trying to get fights in 2020. Yeah, I think you had 4 fights. You know, this is the first one of this year. How has this time been in between fights for you? Has it been a little frustrating not having, you know, many fights? And are you going to try to get a couple more in before the end of the year?
Definitely. I definitely want to get a couple more before the year over with. It really wasn't frustrating. You know, it just gave me more time to just tighten things up. You know, just gave me more time to sharpen the sword. So, you know, I just took advantage of the time that I had. And, you know, I didn't waste any time. And I was just grinding.
And I know recently we've seen the Octagon get in front of fans. Are you hoping to maybe the next one you're going to be in front of fans? And are you the kind of fighter that's amped up by the crowd out there?
Definitely, man. You know, I got a large following and it's only growing. You know, the people love me. You know, they love my energy. You know, that's why if you look at my Instagram, Twitter, whatever, Facebook, it's always like I hashtag the People's Champ because, you know, coming up, you know, I got it straight out the mud. A lot of people can relate to me, and a lot of people support me. So I get a lot of people hope and motivate a lot of people. So, you know, definitely, man, when I'm in front of that crowd, man, it's just like I'm a superhero, man. I just get super amped up, man, and there's never no pressure. You know, I perform better with pressure, and I just love it.
And lastly, not to take it down from that, you dedicated the fight. If you could speak a little bit again about the dedication of the fight you dedicated to someone that lost their fight to cancer. But can you go ahead and say that again?
So, yeah, man, once again, man, Talon Oliver, that's his name. He was 15 years old. He was battling with sarcoma cancer, if I'm not mistaken. Right before, probably like a month before my fight, his people reached out to me, basically told me that what he was going through and that, you know, I was one of his favorite fighters. So before I went out to Albuquerque, because I was out there training at Jackson Wink and stuff, before I went out there, I gave him a shirt, sent him an autograph, basically sent him a video, told him just keep fighting, you know, and then he reached out to me and just basically told him that it put a smile on his face, he really needed it, and man, it really touched me. So I hit Dana White up about it, and I was like, man, this kid, man, he really excited. I'm one of his favorite fighters. You think you can set it up to rearrange him to get to us to come see me fight? And he was like, yeah, man, what's his number? So I contacted his dad, and I was talking to his dad, and then I talked to him too. I got his number from his dad, and his dad was like, yeah, he in the other room, man, if you want to talk to him. He was like, matter of fact, you call him. It'd probably be better if you call him. So I called him. It made his day, and you know, he was supposed to be here today, but 2 weeks right before, like from today, you know, he's lost his life. And, you know, I just told his dad that, you know, it really hit home. I never even got to see him in person, but I got to speak to him. And, you know, it really touched me. And, you know, I told his dad I was going to dedicate this fight to him. And, you know, even though he wasn't there, even though he wasn't able to be there with me physically, I know he was there with me spiritually. And, you know, it meant a lot for me to get this W, not only just for me, but for him, you know, and his family, and everybody that's listening to this, just keep his family in your prayers.
I thought that was wonderful that you dedicated it for him. Have you ever been involved with something that's been able to have a platform like this to reach out? Because I'm sure the fight means a lot for you as well, but now you're actually helping people with their dreams, you're helping people with their struggles. It's got to feel nice to know that you're reaching a whole another platform.
Yeah, I mean, as I came up, that's why I said, like, I always, my thing was never, like, my whole concept and motto was never just to make money, it was to make the impact as well. So, like, even on a regional scale, like, I always reached out. Like, I used to go to, like, the YMCA, and I help, like, I just volunteer and help out, like, with the elder people with, like, Parkinson's disease, you know. I just do, like, community service stuff, like, with the churches and stuff like that. And, you know, I just always wanted to just give back and just do what I could just out the kindness of my heart, because I already know that at the end of the day, you know, the best currency is how you make people feel. People remember that more than just, you know, more than about the money you got, you know. So that was really my thing, man, just doing things out the kindness of my heart just because I wanted to do it. I never had this type of platform till now, but I always had a platform, you know. Even like when I was on a regional scale, I had like the radio come in to, you know, follow me, or I was in the newspaper, little stuff like that. But now, being in the UFC, I got, you know, the worldwide platform, you know, to really be able to touch people and have my voice being heard. So, you know, I'm just grateful.
I think that's a wonderful message, and thank you for doing that. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.